What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Let me get a quick sound check before I get into the conversation. Um, First off, I want to thank everybody who tuned in to the webinar last week. The webinar was absolutely an amazing experience. Um, Howard G did an amazing job sharing his cigar experiences with the with our customers and our friends and all of our followers. Man, he really shared his cigar journey with us, along with he introduced many of his products and the story behind those products to our followers and the people that were on the webinar, man. So it was a great experience. And I want to shout out to Howard G for being such a gracious guest and sharing so much of what he knows about the cigar business with the people that had the opportunity to attend the webinar. If you were not able to attend the webinar, only thing you got to do is go to uh, the Slow Burn Facebook page, scroll down under this particular stream, and you'll see the webinar that Howard G that we hosted that featured Howard G and all of the information he was able to provide. But this is a conversation I've been wanting to have for some time, right? We cigar as cigar, a lot of my a lot of the groups that I'm a part of are cigar groups that are specific to our culture, our Black culture. And so a lot of the conversations that we have are around what are just great cigars, what are amazing cigars. And we always, you know, talk about Padrones and Liga Privadas and Drew Estates and LFDs and all of these great brands that exist. But those brands are not owned and operated by Black owners. Those companies end up putting us on the consumer end of the business, which there's nothing wrong with being on the consumer end of the business. But as many people that Black people that smoke cigars, I also believe that we should be on the business end of the business, the manufacturing end of the business, the selling end of the business, the brand owning end of the business. I certainly think we should be on that end of the business. And a lot of times, if it weren't for the fact of we have a lot of ethical smokers. What I mean by ethical smokers, meaning that there are a lot of cigar smokers like myself that go out of their way to research and look for Black-owned brands. And if it wasn't for us, a lot of the Black-owned brands that exist, you know, would actually be suffering. Um, but there are so many cigar smokers that actually do research and go out and find cigar brands that and go out and do the research and actually show all the amazing brands. They look for all the amazing brands that are out there that are actually owned and operated by Black entrepreneurs, man. And I want to shout out because this particular I've been to PCA 3 years in a row. And anybody who wants to know what PCA means, PCA is the Premium Cigar Association. It is a huge event where cigar retailers meet up with cigar manufacturers and vendors. They not only sell cigars, but they also cigar accessories and things of that nature. And we all come together in Vegas, and we have a huge expo, and we all get to meet and greet each other. And cigar manufacturers share their products with us, share, introduce and debut products. And so there are a lot of heavy hitters in the industry that come to this event. Anybody you can think of as far as a brand is concerned is comes to these events. And so at the end of the day, I want to make sure, I want me personally, uh, I want there is a lot of cigar brands that end up at this event, but there are not many cigar brands that are owned and operated by Black people. And so which I think, historically, people of color have really owned and operated this industry. When you talk about in the Caribbean and in South America, there are a lot of people of color that are actually part of the business, right? That actually manufacture, actually roll, actually pick, and actually grow these tobacco products. So we're definitely represented in that aspect of the business. But on the brand owning aspect of the business, there's just not many uh, black owners of cigar brands. So in having this conversation, I think it's always important that as a ethical retailer and an ethical smoker, that I shed some light on some of the black cigar brands that I like, right? Some of the ones that I like. And when I talk about what I like about a black cigar brand, it is not just how the cigar tastes or how the cigar performs, right? I'm looking at the overall aspect of the cigar brand. I'm looking at the presentation of the product. I'm looking at the customer service aspect of the brand, the professionalism of ownership, and then the stories behind the cigars, and then also how the cigars are introduced into the cigar community. When I reveal my favorite cigars, I want you to think about it's not based on just taste. It's not based on just popularity. It's not based on just the people who sell the cigars. It's the whole aspect of smoking a cigar, because that as a retailer, that matters to me a great deal when you talk about business. What's up, Dwayne? We have our winner on the live. What's up, Dwayne? Hey, I put a link in the description. If you want to link in here and join the live, you absolutely can. You absolutely can. So if you like to tell us, say anything about it, you did let us know that you received the cigars today, and I was glad to hear that you received your 10-pack. So I was glad to hear that. So, but I'm about to reveal my favorite black-owned brands, right? I wish I had a drum roll. Drum roll. So and I'm gonna go through them, and then I'm gonna introduce some of the brand owners to you. So anyway, with no further ado, let me go ahead and put it down. All right. So here we go. This is it. Okay, I want to say my list. I thought about ranking the cigars, but then I was like, well, it was really hard to rank them. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. So what I did was pick the 3 cigars that I absolutely black-owned brands that I absolutely love. I love the way the cigars perform. I love the flavor. I love the different variations of brands. I love the story behind the product. Uh, I love just everything about their cigars. Okay, and so my favorite cigar brands, right? This is my favorite cigar brand. So this is my opinion. So I'm not disparaging anybody in this. I want to say Howard G is definitely one of my favorite cigar brands. When you talk about his line of cigars, the complexity of his line, as well as the stories behind the cigars, from the Black Moses to the Magic Stick, also the All Pro series, which features cigars that are inspired behind All Pro offensive lineman Leon Searcy, along with All Pro defensive back Ike Taylor, and the stories behind each one of those cigars. Absolutely phenomenal brand. Absolutely phenomenal brand. Howard G's amazing as an amazing brand owner, along with his lovely uh, uh, wife Rachel. They do a great job of providing quality customer service, getting the products to you on time, and then even in challenging situations where there may be some type of supply chain issues, they always make sure that they make it right with you. So I definitely want to bring. Hey, thank you, Dwayne. Dwayne is coming on, and I'll bring him on just in a second. I just want to get through this, Dwayne, before I bring you on. Also, another brand that I absolutely love is Definition Cigars. Definition Cigars is lights out when you talk about, and this is a cigar brand that we have been trying to get in our hands for a long time. I've I my friends and I We've enjoyed Definition cigars for probably over two years, and we've just been trying to get it right. We're getting with them, and then getting their product in our shop, in our online store. We just actually have them. We have everything. We have several of their products in stock, so you can go to our website and order cigars. But they are absolutely a tremendous black-owned brand. And while I have you up, while I talk about Definition, I want to give Jamon. I found a clip uh, on YouTube or on the website of Jamon in an interview. I want to make sure that I want to show his clip if I could. Let me share my screen. Share screen. So y'all, baby, hey, this show is self-produced, man. So I want y'all to understand I don't have a producer or anything like that. So I want you guys to be able to make sure you guys can see me. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna share this with you. And this is Jamon talking about his cigar brand.
And never,
Hopefully you guys can hear it.
never really thought anything about it. It was just
Yep.
commonplace around the house.
Here.
And I got a little bit older and said, let me try to dive in. Unfortunately, my grandfather had passed before we had been able to share what it means to smoke a cigar together.
Then what was that first cigar you decided to smoke?
Yeah, the Tatuaje Havana 6 Torpedo.
That was the first cigar you
That was the
smoked?
first cigar.
It wasn't a Backwoods. It wasn't a Swisher.
Oh, we was using that because of something else.
Oh yeah, I got a
No, I don't know. No, I know nothing about that.
So yeah, we had a backwood, was certainly it, Brandon. But
You
in
used
terms
the
of
wrapper.
yes, in terms of a premium cigar, yeah, a Tatuaje Havana 6.
So how do you get from Tatuaje Havana 6, which is the one we'll go on record, to
Family, I guess I would say, and they range from mild to medium, all the way up to standard full body.
And one thing that I really enjoy, especially for us Cowboys fans, and on the other side, you Redskin fans, I know you've developed some of your
Sure.
color palette around that. How do you see those, or what are some of your different blends that represent
Yeah,
those?
so the bands and the color scheme of the bands started out very simple. We started out with the blue band was our very first one, and I was outnumbered with our ownership group. They're all from Dallas, and they're Cowboy fans. So how about that? So we moved to our next cigar, which is the Integrity.
So nothing else needs to be said after that. Once you say that this man started his oh, okay. I will. I got it. Hey, I don't multitask very well, so I want y'all to know that. So anyway, so after he said that his first cigar was inspired by the Dallas Cowboys, you know that this man is committed to excellence. You know that he is, destined for success at that point. And so that's nothing else that need to be said, man. Jamon is a great businessman. We had a chat. I met him on several occasions. He's always very gracious, and I can't wait to bring him on the webinar so he can tell the story of Definition Cigars, man. And so I just wanted to show, you guys met Howard G. You guys had an opportunity to, and I wanted to show you, the owner that owns Definition Cigars, right? And so, and next, I want to talk about the Epic line of cigars, right? Epic is a cigar line that is by Dean Parsons. Dean Parsons is a former NHL hockey player, and he's a black guy. He's from Canada, and he developed a cigar line that's absolutely phenomenal. Anybody who has ordered any Epic cigars has always picked up the phone and given me a call and said, "Man, this is a great cigar." But again, one of the things that you suffer from as a small business owner and us is we're not able to pay for the exposure, the advertising, the marketing budgets, and all that. So what you depend on is word of mouth and having a great product, right? And so that's what Dean is dependent on in putting together his cigars and his cigar brand. He has a varying variety of cigars that are available, from the La Rubia, which is more of your lighter, uh, uh, morning breakfast stick, and then he has rant spanning to the Maduro, which is more of a evening, more full-bodied, more darker cocoa chocolate flavors. I mean, absolutely phenomenal cigar brand. And I can pull up the website here. Hold on, let me. I have it. I have an interview clip from him as well, but I wanted to pull up his. Because it kind of, the way that their website is set up, it kind of gives you a look into all the varying um, cigars that are available on their line. So let me bring them up. And it kind of gives you a picture of what they have to offer. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so let me bring those guys, bring that side up. Yes, I'm over 21. Thank you very much. All right, so let me share. Let me share this with you. All right. All right. All right, here we go. And there's a picture of Dean on the website. Let me go down here and kind of show you guys the cigars. Hopefully you guys are able to. So that gives you an idea of the variety in which he has with his line. He has it goes from the La Rubia, which is the light. He has the Habano, the Maduro, and he has the line that is dedicated to police officers and first responders. Man, like I say, it's a great cigar brand. Hold on, can you guys see that? Hold on, let me share that. Okay, so hopefully you guys were able to see that. And hold on, let me share it again because I got it up. All right, there you go. I want to make sure you guys were able to see the varying variety of cigars that he offers in his cigar line. Now, we don't have everything on our website. I think what we have left is the La Rubia and the Maduro, right, Keisha?
The Maduro Fuerte, the Epic, the one with the E on it on there.
Yeah, we have this one.
Yep.
We have the one with the E on it. So
that.
Okay.
That.
Well, just go to our website and take a look. We have a lot of. We have quite a bit of the Epic line in stock. So I definitely wanted to share it with you guys. I also want to let you guys know, man, that this is our third year in business, man. This is our third year in business. So we have anybody who's followed our journey in business and in this has definitely seen us grow as people, as business owners. We've gained so much experience, and it's because of, a lot of it is because of the black cigar brands that have given us a chance to offer their products. And so I definitely want to point that out. But I think this is a great time to bring on the winner of last week's cigar 10-pack contest. I want to get him on here. Let me add him to the stream. We have my man, none other than Dwayne. Thank you, Dwayne, for joining us, man. I wanted to bring you on and give you an opportunity to tell me what you think about that 10-pack you received today.
Well, I was pleasantly surprised with what was in it. Some of the sticks, I had the ISO del Sol this morning, but I had smoked that before, and I just finished the Gurkha War Pig. I was really, really impressed with that cigar. I'm not a big Gurkha cigar smoker, but that particular cigar, I was looking around for it, trying to find it somewhere, because that was really pleasantly done, and it was probably one of the best Gurkhas I've had. So, and
they do. We're not a big Gurkha shop, and so we understand that they're hit and miss, and so we got to be honest with you, we don't have many of them, if at all. That you may have gotten our last one that we had, because they are hit and miss, and even though I'm glad you had to hear that you had a great experience with that particular cigar.
Yeah, off the rip, it was a little tight draw, but you know what I'm saying. I went on and poked him out and finished him on it. Burnt great, ash held really good, and that's surprising for Gurkha for me, But
so how long have you been smoking, Dwayne?
Actually smoking. I started out, one of those people who travel everywhere and just pick up cigars and just smoke cigars, But actually smoking about 5 years.
Okay, cool. So I first came in contact you during the lockdown, during when we were
Right.
in the midst of the pandemic, and so I knew you were, had some experience smoking. We've shared other lives together and things of that nature, and so I'm glad that you were able to enjoy that 10-pack. But I want to get your opinion of my hold on. So I want to I want you to get my opinion. I want to get your opinion of my list of cigars, my list of my favorite black-owned brands. Okay, I've already went through my top 3, but I also want to take a quick look at the honorable mention I have, right? And my honorable mention is ATL, Drunk Chicken, and the 85 brand, which is rapidly going up my list of favorite cigars. And everyone knows the owner of 85, which is, you may not know the brand 85, but everyone knows Chad Ochocinco.
Right.
And that's his brand of cigars, man. And that is rapidly becoming one of my more favorite cigars. I put him, if he had more cigars in his line, he probably would be in my top 3. But he only has 2 cigars, the Boa Vida and the El Padron. And El Padron. And so, Patron, El Patron. He only has 2 cigars in his cigar brand for now. Both of them are absolutely phenomenal. But again, they're only 2 cigars. When you think about Howard G, Definition Cigars, and Epic Cigars, they have a variety of cigars in their brand, in their line. So 85 is an up and coming cigar brand, but they are they're what they produce so far is absolutely phenomenal, and I absolutely highly recommend their cigar brand. And of course, these cigar brands and so much more black-owned brands are offered on our website. I have a link in the description to our black-owned collection for anybody who wants to take a look at that. I have a link, and you can see all the cigars we offer in our black-owned collection. But I wanted to get your opinion of, first off, how many of these cigar brands are you familiar with? And of these, if you had any of these, what has been your experience with it?
I've only had your honorable mentions. I've never had
Really?
a Howard G or Definition or Epic cigar.
Wow.
Me personally, I would move 85 above Drunk Chicken.
Well, no. So they're not ranked.
Oh, they're not
You know,
ranked. Okay.
they're not ranked. They're not ranked. I just got them
Oh, you
listed.
just got
You
them
know.
listed. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But that 85 brand is a really good brand. He really did his job with that and did his due diligence in presenting those two sticks that he has.
I completely agree with you, Dwayne. That is my impression. And like I say, had he had more of a selection of cigars in his brand, he would have definitely moved up into the top 3. And I would have probably had to make it a top 4. But because there's only two cigars on the line, that's why. Which one were you able to smoke, or did you smoke both?
I had both.
Okay. Yeah, they both were phenomenal cigars, man. And again, I don't think we may not have both of them in stock. I do know we have one of them in stock on our website, and we're trying to get more in now, but we have both of them. Yeah, we only have a few of each left. So if y'all want to go out there, those of you watching want to run out there and pick up a couple representations of the 85, we may have 5 or 6 of each brand of each cigar available that's offered in the 85 line. But like, if you haven't had the Howard G,
I can't wait to try them, man.
Hey, man, the Howard G is a phenomenal stick. The Definition cigars, phenomenal stick, and the Epic is a tremendous stick as well, man. And so, and again, in each line of those lines, they have something for everybody. They have your light breakfast stick. They have your Habanos and your naturals, and they also have for those guys who want a little more punch in their cigars, more bolder flavors. They have the Maduros and some of them having Oscuros. And so definitely I would like I'm gonna give you my favorite one in each brand, right? So my favorite one of the Howard G brand, man, this is hard, man. So my favorite one, I must admit, is the Leon.
It's the Leon. I knew it.
The Leon. It's the Leon. Again, it's the Leon. Now, my favorite one of the Definition series, hands down, is the Equalizer, with the walking stick being a close second. The Equalizer is phenomenal, but the walking stick is, and it's a Lancero, so it's like a 7x42. It's a Lancero, and it smokes phenomenal.
Oh yeah, it's gonna pack a punch.
Yeah, lots of flavor. It's truly a delightful cigar. And on the Epic line, that one's easy on the Epic line. The Epic Maduro is absolutely my favorite cigar, and it's one of those cigars, man. And this rarely happens in a cigar for me, Dwayne. If I smoke a cigar and I smoke it, normally I want to go get something else, right?
Right.
But when I smoke that Epic Maduro, I sit there and I smoke it, and it gets down to the end, and I smoke it up, and just about every time I just go grab another one and light another Epic Maduro, because it's just that great of an experience. You talk about great burn, you're talking about a bold, smooth flavor, giving you your deep espresso, cocoa, rich flavors. Man, like I say, it is a truly phenomenal stick, and that's my favorite. They also have a La Rubia, which is more of their breakfast stick or whatever. It's a really good smoke too, and it's one that I would introduce to someone who's just beginning to smoke. And it doesn't smoke like your typical Connecticut, right? It has a more richer, deeper flavor, but it's lighter, much easier retrohale. Actually, in that situation, that retrohale kind of brightens up the flavors, so to speak, when you retrohale the La Rubia. So it's like I say, those are three phenomenal brands. And if you haven't had the ATL, now I like the Good Trouble. That's a great one. And the what's the last one they just came out with, baby? The Foreign, not the Foreign Affair, the Wise Blood. The Good Trouble and the Wise Blood are the two cigars that I love in the ATL line. Love in the ATL line. Those are really, really good sticks. So, though, again, there are many, many black-owned brands out there. Don't get me wrong. There are many black-owned brands, and there are many black-owned brands that I haven't had yet, right? And of the black-owned brands that I've experienced, this is my favorite. These are my favorites, right? And again, it's not based on one thing. This is a comprehensive analysis of all that each brand has to offer. This is not just about taste, flavor, construction, or about one thing. This is about everything, including the entrepreneurs that own the businesses, their stories, their presentation of their products. Man, this is just a comprehensive analysis of everything they have to offer the cigar community. And I'm proud to say that this is my favorite. This is my list as of August 1st, 2023. It could change, man. Like someone you could introduce me to something. You could introduce me to something and it completely flipped my world upside down. Because like I said, a long time, my favorite cigar was the Liga Privada No. 9, and that's all I smoked. For years, that's all I smoked. Much to my wife's chagrin. That's all I smoked. But at the end of the day, once I began to experience other things, I was able to find pleasure in other cigars and other cigars brands other than the Liga Privada line. And so I think that's what this is all about, is us having as many positive experiences as we can with the leaf, man.
Yeah, that just speaks to how you have developed your palate over the years. You know, a lot of people don't understand that you just can't jump in and smoke everything. You know, you have to find your way. You know, it's a lot to the leaf life. It's a lot of understanding and education that goes into it. You can't you could pull a cigar off the shelf, but if you don't understand how it was constructed and how they blended that cigar and all of those things, and understand how to get some of those flavors and some of those hints and notes out, you just become a cigar smoker. You don't become someone who loves the leaf.
Yeah. And like I say, and it's a process. It's, you know, you're not a beginner one day and then in a couple of years you become an aficionado or a connoisseur. It takes time, right, and you have to allow for that time to happen. And you know, again, for me, I'm still on my journey, and I absolutely have enjoyed my journey, not only as a cigar connoisseur, but also as a cigar purveyor, someone who sells cigars. We are steadily developing, being introduced to new brands and new cigars. One of the things about, you mentioned something very important. A lot of times, it's good that you know whether you like a cigar or not, but you also got to understand, to really enjoy the cigar, in my opinion, you also got to understand what was the intent of the blender when he created this cigar. Because sometimes, you know, you may not understand the intent of the blender when he was creating the cigar. And so, you know, matter of fact, it may be a situation, if you had just read the description, read what the intent of the cigar was, you wouldn't have picked it up. You know what I mean? You would chose something else because it wasn't intended for the purpose that you use it for. You know, I always say this: some cigars are for cutting the grass with, some
Right.
cigars are for hanging out with your buddies with, and some cigars are for almost like meditation. When you get this particular cigar, it needs to be you and the cigar, and y'all need to have a very intimate experience for you to understand what this cigar is all about.
And what a lot of people fail at is, and they call it failure, but it's really not a failure. They read the description of the cigar, and then they try to get those particular notes and hints and flavors out. But that's just a guideline for you to go by. That's what their palate picked up. Your palate might not pick up that, and so you might pick up something totally different than I pick up. But that's the experience. Each time you smoke it, you're gonna get a different experience.
Each cigar is a very unique experience. Through what is the destruction of that cigar, that experience, you will only get that experience one time with that cigar. I don't care if you smoke 1,000 cigars of the same brand. Each cigar is a unique experience, never to be replicated again in that moment or time. So that's how you have to look at that experience with a cigar, is that enjoy that experience. Because I've had the unfortunate situation of smoking a cigar, absolutely enjoying it, grabbing another cigar in that box or whatever, smoking it, and then getting a totally different experience, maybe even not liking the experience of the cigar. I tell people this, and you'll find this all the time. A lot of us, I didn't, but a lot of people I introduced to flavored cigars, and they take off with flavored cigars, and eventually they transition into traditional cigars. They smoke traditional cigars, absolutely love it, and then you give them a flavored cigar, and they can't stand it anymore.
They can't stand it.
Yeah. That happens so much, and so yeah.
And like
now,
I experience with people is that, I see people who smoke 5, 6, 7 cigars at a time. They sit down and smoke 4 or 5 cigars, and they say they can't get nothing out of it. Well, you have to reset your palate, because every different cigar that you smoke is gonna have a different experience.
absolutely. Hey, Dwayne, man, my laptop is about to die, man. I want to wrap this up orderly, man. But I want to thank you for joining, man. But it's about to die, and I apologize. So we got to do this again, Dwayne, man.
Yes, sir.
At some time we will. Hey, everybody, my laptop is about to die, man. I know I got a lot of people on here watching, but at the end of the day, man, I just want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight. I only have a few seconds left, a few morsels of power on here. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. This was a really fun conversation. I really wanted to share this with the cigar community. I want to thank my man, Dwayne Neitner, for jumping on with me and having this conversation. Much love to everybody. And I would really love your feedback on what you think about my favorite Black-owned cigar brands. Much love, and I'm out.